I'm going to talk about what I did yesterday. So, first of all, I met up with my friend Tiana. I have not seen her in 6 years. And I hate the cliche, it's like no time has passed. It's like we met just yesterday. But it really was like that. It didn't feel weird. It didn't even feel like, it's been such a long time. Like with many of my other friends, sometimes when I meet them, I'm like, damn, when was the last time we met? But with her, it wasn't. It was literally like we had met yesterday. Well, technically today, we did meet yesterday. But yesterday, it was like we had met yesterday. So that was kind of cool. So it's nice to talk and catch up. So it's very fun. Unfortunately, we didn't have too much time since she needed to get back to Australia. But I'm super happy that we were able to meet at all and meet. Because we talked about this many months ago when I said that, I'm actually gonna go to Japan, and we realized that, hey, I'm gonna be there at the same time she's gonna be there. So I told her this yesterday, but like this is the closest we've been to each other geographically for 6 years. We gotta take this chance. And I'm in Gunma and she's in Tokyo, so it's doable. It's not like I were in Hokkaido or Okinawa while she were in Tokyo, for example. So it was super nice. And we did some, I can't show you, it's on the back of the phone, but we did some purikura, taking pictures together. But you saw that in the shot, probably, short. Yeah, so that happened. And then when she left, I was like, I paid, because she left quite early. She left at like 2 in the afternoon. And I was like, I paid to go to Shinjuku to meet her. I was like, since I'm here anyways, I want to stay. Because my initial plan was to just head back home. But then I was like, no, I'm going to stay in Shinjuku. So I walked around a little bit in the stores. And one thing I find confusing here, but it's that you kind of have to go into the houses and then up a few floors to actually see what kind of store there is, or you can read kanji or understand what kind of store it is. I don't. And that's kind of hard for me because I don't want to go into this building and upstairs or elevators just to find out that, this was just restaurants, or this was something else than what I wanted. Because you can't really know. Sometimes you do, sometimes it's clear, like, okay, this is a restaurant, or sometimes there's a picture, something that makes you understand. So that's a little hard. So I'm restricted to the ground floor where I can see, is this a store I want to go into or not? Which is a shame, maybe I missed some super awesome stores just because I didn't know. But I think that's a little confusing. And I thought about it because I saw on like one big poster, I saw like avatars, like, that would be so cool to watch Avatar in Japan, But then I was like, nah. And then I forgot all about it. I because I saw this movie theater and I was like, should I go in and ask if they have English movies? But it's like, I don't want to. I don't know. It would feel so awkward. So I was like, nah. So then I just walked around a little bit. And then I found another theater. Side story. Me and Tiana, we went into this super awesome store that had so pretty clothes, kind of like what you expect like Japanese kawaii to be, but it wasn't over the top. It was still something you could wear normally every day. So it was so pretty, and I tried it on, but it was too tight. It was just too small, and it was one size only. So that was such a shame because it was super awesome store, super awesome. But anyway, I found this other theater, and I was like, okay, well, the God wants me to go to the movies today, okay? Because I know Avatar was a long movie, and I was like, nah, I kind of want to get home and not super late. But like I said, I had forgotten about Avatar by this point. So I walked into the theater, and then I asked, like, do you have any eiga desu ka? And she was like, yeah, we have the Northman. And I was like, I can watch that. And then she said, we have Avatar. I was like, you have Avatar! Because I had forgotten about it. And then I said, like, 15:15. I was like, 15:40. I was like, but no. Because if I had just headed there directly, instead of going to some other stores and because I saw the theater, went into another store, then went back to this other theater. I was like, if I had just gone directly, I would, because I don't even want to miss the first 10 minutes of the movie. I love the first Avatar movies. It's one of my top 5 favorites. I really love it. And I was like, I don't want to miss even 10 minutes. I don't want to miss anything, and especially not if 40 minutes have passed. I was like, god damn it. And then for all other movies, there was it's this time, and then later, and then maybe even a third time. But Avatar just had that one, 1515. I was like, okay. Thank you so much. Arigato gozaimasu. And then I started walking away because I didn't want to see the Northman. I wanted to see Avatar, and that wasn't an option. So I started walking out like quite fast. But then she ran up to me and, okiakusama. It was so funny because, usually they say san, which is like Mr. or Mrs. But sama is, like, most honored guest. Okiakusama, most honored guest. But I mean, they say that all the time to guests. But it's the first time someone has called me sama. And I was like, oh, I like this. So it's kind of fun. And she said, no, but we have the IMAX 3D Avatar. That one just started like 5 minutes ago. And then we together kom fram till. We concluded that even though 5 minutes had passed, it's only advertisement. Because she's like, no, it's only advertisement. You're not missing anything. And I'm like, And then I was like, yeah, then let's buy a ticket. And then she hurried over to the machine. She was so fast, like, do. Everything is like, took the ticket. Thank you. I was like, do. In. Showed him the ticket, started to run off. He's like, do you want your 3D glasses? I was like, just. Took my 3D glasses and then do to the movie. And it was just, and I could choose my seats as well. It wasn't just that, like, they gave me a random seat. I could still choose. And like one of the best places was still available. So in the middle, the furthest back, because it's always the best place. And the screen was so big. It's like 2-3 times the size of the screen in Sweden that I'm used to. It was so big, and it was so awesome to sit in 3D. That's just a bonus. And what was so nice, that there wasn't a single fucking phone in sight. I could actually enjoy the movie. I don't know how it is in your country, but I'm not gonna say Sweden is bad, but there are always some pieces of shit sitting with their phones. I hate it. If you sit on the top row where it doesn't bother anyone, maybe except your neighbor, like that's maybe. Or like if you're in a corner. Like, okay, then, because then you can do it so the light does not disturb anyone. But if you sit in the middle or further down, don't. But here was like, it was quiet, no screaming or no talking. No one was on their phone, so I could actually enjoy the movie throughout the entire movie. It was so nice. I can't even remember the last time I could watch an entire movie in a theater and actually enjoy it like that, without other people being shit, basically. So that was super nice. And my friend Matilda, she had seen Avatar 2, and she said, yeah, it was good. It was a little same. And I agree with her, but I still think it was super great, because I think it was great as a follow-up. I really like the beginning, how they kind of told the way they told what had happened since last time. And I liked that it was still Avatar. It's not like The Last of Us, when they made the second game, with Abby and everything, and changed literally everything. It was like, this is not what I came here for. But with Avatar 2, it's like, yeah, this is still Avatar. It still has some of the same things, which I like. I like Avatar. I want it. I just hope they don't make a 3, because well, the first one was good, the second one was good. Please leave it at that. Don't leave Pandora alone now, please. But this is not a movie. I don't talk about movies and how good they were and critique them. That's not what this channel is about. So I think I will leave Avatar. But it was great. I love the movie. I thought the second half was a little dragged out. I think I liked the first half more, and I wanted more of those elements. But I still really liked it, because there was some cliches in Avatar 2, not gonna lie. But they did it good. It was still refreshing. It was still well done. And I really, really appreciate that. It wasn't just... No, it was very well thought out. Well made, everything. Because it could have been a total flop. It could have been super bad. But it wasn't. It was very good. So I'm happy. I'm very happy. I recommend the movie. And then I was gonna... Because I realized, yeah, I'm probably gonna be home somewhere between 8 and 9. But it's like, I want to see Avatar, and yeah, this is my time to shine in Japan, so I'm gonna do what I want to do, right? And it's fine. It's not like I have any time I need to be home. Oh, funny thing. My first plan was to study here for a year, and then I would live with host families provided by the Blueberry company. And then I would have a curfew. I would have to be... It's like, you need to be home at 9 o'clock. I'm like, 9? It's like... I'm not a party person. I'm a morning person. I like going up early and going to bed early. So usually I would probably almost always be home at 9 anyways. But it's just like, I'm an adult. You can't put a curfew on me. It's so crazy. So I'm so happy that did not happen, actually. But that's another video. Anyways, I was gonna go home. And then I was at the train station, and I wanted to find the Shonen something line, and I couldn't find it because I looked at literally all the signs. It was like hundreds of them. It's like, but none of these say my line that I actually need to take. So I was talking to one of the like guards, and then he called over one of his Japanese guards, and they were talking. I was like, we don't know. We think it's that way. And then there was this Japanese guy who was like, oh, you're looking for this station? I know where it is. Follow me. And then he just started walking away. And I was like, oh, thank you. Well, good. Thank you, guards. Bye-bye. And then I followed this guy, and I was like, wait a minute. Wait, isn't this how you get, like kidnapped and murdered? Just someone is like, oh, here's someone, a gaijin. You look at this white face. A gaijin, like a foreigner, that doesn't know her way. I know where to go. Follow me. It's the kind of the way he said it. I was like, wait a minute. Wait, is he really gonna take me through? But then I saw the signs later on that, like, okay, this is the right place. And then we actually parted ways. So he followed me for a bit and then said like, oh yeah, bye. So it was good because I did become a little scared. I was like, okay, because I mean there were lots of people, so it was fine. He couldn't have done anything, but it was still. Victoria, you can't just follow a random stranger who says, I know the way, follow me. I just, I don't know. I was like, is this how I die? Is this it? It was kind of funny. Yeah, and I took the Shinkansen home because I was meant to take the Shinkansen here, but I didn't because I didn't know really where to go, and I just want to get to this station here in Gunma that I needed to take, and then I just followed the trains. So it took me like 1.5 hours plus, while the Shinkansen only takes 30 minutes. I have I have taken the Shinkansen before when I was here in 2016, but and that was a fancier Shinkansen, but it was for a much longer ride as well. But of course the Shinkansen is nicer than a normal train. You can sit down because they're seating spots. Oh, and I could charge my phone. I like that. But I think it's too expensive. It cost me 3,800 something yen. And this was for one station. This was from one station to the next. And it did take 30 minutes, still. So it's still a lot of distance. But for me, it hurts here, right in my meow meow, it hurts in my wallet. It hurts very much in here. I was like, I'd rather take a train that takes 2-3 times as much time than pay that much for just a short ride. And yesterday it was worth it because I wanted to get home, and it's like, yeah, my host family, I don't want to come home super late and bother them. Then they're up to like 12 every night, so it's kind of fine. But still, I don't want to come home super late, And I hadn't eaten dinner, so I would eat dinner when I came here. so I wanted to get home because of dinner as well. So it was worth it yesterday, but I don't think I'm gonna take the Shinkansen further on. So I'm just gonna have to plan a little bit better. This was a little impromptu movie night yesterday. But yeah. But it was fun to take the Shinkansen. It's, you know, one of those things you should do. But it's like, yeah, it's a fast train, but there other trains are fast. I don't think it's a super special thing. Then maybe if you go on like a super fancy Shinkansen. I don't know. But it's fun to kind of have done it as well. It's still one of those things that you should do when you're in Japan, kind of. And then one last thing, so I bought earlier. I bought some udon noodles. By the way, these cost like absolutely nothing here in Japan. In Sweden, they are fucking expensive because, from what I know, there's this one fucking place in Uppsala which is called Lilla Japan. I recommend, if you live in Sweden, go to Lilla Uppsala. It's very central. Lilla Japan, yeah. But because she imports it, and of course that makes it super expensive. But here it's like, oh, it's so cheap. So I was just planning to boil some of these and like literally have that as my dinner. It's like, and maybe chop up some like vegetable I bought as well. But you know, that was my plan. But she spiced it up for me. She's like, "Are you gonna eat that?" No. And then she poured some dashi in, and she put some meat in it, and then some other green things. I don't know what it was. But it was nice. It was like, oh, thank you. It's like, you know, just I'm just gonna boil my noodles. It's like I don't have time or energy or want to spend the money on something else. And she just, you know, actually made a meal out of just my noodles. So this is very nice of her. It's like, oh, thank you. So yeah, that was my day yesterday. It was very good.